I am Daniel, I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. If you ask me what to think about if you have both insomnia and depression, and my answer is, you is of course a unique and special person, but your insomnia is not. And it's important to think of it that way to overcome it and sleep better. Super nice having you back here. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to you, of course. As mentioned, we are going to talk about, special circumstances or maybe not so special circumstances regarding insomnia. And this is based on a question that I got 4 days ago from Thessel213. Let's get right into it. So, hi, Daniel. What do you recommend for sleep maintenance insomnia, especially with concurrent depression? Do you find success with CBTI alone? Or do you think an SSRI is necessary to treat the early morning awakening? And for those of you not familiar with SSRI, it stands for selective serotonin receptor inhibitors, and those are like the most common types of antidepressants. Now, when I often get questions similar to this one, meaning let's say somebody asks, I started having insomnia after a trip, or I only have trouble getting to sleep. Once I'm asleep, I'm fine. Or I fall asleep right away, but then I wake up. Or some circumstance or some characteristic of insomnia. And here's the important thing, that every human being is unique and special, and the circumstances may be different for various people. But it is important not to think of your insomnia as special or unique or bizarre or unusual. And the reason is the following: that if you believe that your insomnia is very, very unusual, it's unlike the type of insomnia that other people have, then you will be predisposed to thinking that what works for other people, cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, which I always talk about here, you may think that that's not going to work for you because your insomnia is different than that of other people. Consider this: there are 15% of the population in any developed country has chronic insomnia. That's a whole lot of people. Like, I did a little math, and that's something like 150 million people. Now, there aren't, of course, 150 million different types of insomnia. So although, again, you're special, you're unique, your insomnia is the same type, it's similar. It is really, at its core, it's the same type of insomnia that other people have. Now, from the perspective of somebody having trouble sleeping, of course, you have no reference point. It of course seems very special and unique to you, but from my perspective, and I see people with insomnia every single day, I never hear something that really surprises me. It's really all the same. It's all driven by hyperarousal or poor habits or micro sleep or things like that. So my answer to you, Thessel, and I've actually already replied in a comment, but I thought it was really important. I wanted to share it, was that yes, CBTI works. If you have depression, or let me go back, for sleep maintenance insomnia, and for sleep maintenance insomnia, yes, CBTI works, definitely. It's definitely the first thing to try. If you have depression, well, usually, in fact, people are depressed only. It doesn't cause much of problems typically. Everybody's different in that regard, but typically it doesn't. On the contrary, most of the time people that are depressed are tired and sleepy, if anything. But anxiety works the other way too. That's very commonly caused for insomnia. So I'll say this: like, if somebody has some anxiety, some depression, CBTI usually works really well. And in fact, CBTI can help with anxiety and help with the depression. A lot of recent studies show that. If somebody has really, really severe anxiety that is driving insomnia, that sometimes is when I see people in clinic, it's something that I tell those patients that, I think, your anxiety component is so strong that maybe you need treatment for that in addition to CBTI. So again, you're unique and special. Your insomnia is not. It's important to think of it that way, to beat it, to overcome it, and to sleep better. hope this was helpful. And if, by the way, if you're completely new to the channel and you don't have a clue what I'm talking about, CBTI, what's that? Then go back to like episode number 1 and watch at least like the first, episode 1 is good. Episode 5 is good. Episode 14, 21, and those core ones. And then you'll be on your way. If you have any questions, please leave a comment or send me an email, daniel@insomniainsight.co, and hope to have you back here real soon. Until then, bye-bye.